Hi, everyone, and welcome to this special edition of the Wealthologist Weekly. I'm Corey Sundstrom, filling in for your usual host, Chris Hobart, who is currently on a well deserved vacation with his family. Today, we're going to be diving into a topic that many of us can relate to credit card debt. But we're going to make this fun and exciting. And yeah, you heard me right. Getting rid of credit card debt can be fun. So let's jump right in and discover some awesome strategies to be debt free and happy. First things first, let's talk about tracking your spending. This is a crucial step that can really make a difference. So, what I want you to do is I want you to grab a little notebook, a little spiral notebook that you can fit in your purse or in your back pocket and carry around with you all day. And every time you spend money, you're going to write down what you spent money on and the amount that you spent. And you're going to do this for everything, including all of the little small things. So, if you go get coffee, or if you stop by Target, if you go to the movies, if you get gas, you're going to write all of this stuff down. The goal here is not to not spend money, but just to track what you're currently spending. So what this does is it helps create an awareness around your daily spending habits. If both you and your spouse are doing it, it can be a fun little accountability game on a daily basis to just go over what you spent money on that day. I promise you, by doing this, you will realize very quickly where your money is going, and it will make you very aware of your spending habits, which is a great thing. Next up, let's talk about, once we have an awareness around our spending, how we can chip away at some of this high credit card debt that we have or other loans that we may have out there. So here's the plan. Every time you resist the urge to splurge on something that is not an absolute necessity, let's transfer the amount that you would have spent into its own savings account that has some kind of interest payment associated with it. This way, you're setting aside money, it's earning a bit of interest, and it's readily available at the end of the month to start making extra credit card payments. Watching that balance grow can be incredibly motivating, and when it's time to make a payment, you can really put a significant dent in your debt. So as a recap, create a savings account where you take your splurge spending and you put it in there. For me, that's spending money on camping gear or photography, camera stuff. Anytime I have that urge, if I just slide those funds into a savings account instead, you'll be really amazed at the amount that you'll build up there and be able to take care of some of that building debt. Now, let's talk about taking advantage of 0% APR balance transfers. This can really be a game changer if you have a high credit card balance. Go out there and look for other credit card companies that offer a balance transfer that allow for a 0% annual percentage rate for about 12 to 18 months. What this allows you to do, as long as you've already started tracking your spending and putting extra credit card payments away, it allows you to move your balance into an account that doesn't continue to accrue interest. And then you take that 12 to 15 months and you really concentrate on cutting your spending a little bit and paying down the credit card where you don't have all of the extra interest associated with it. Really great strategy to use. Also, the one thing I want to encourage for those of you that may be a little bit more creative or visual in this process is, and this is something that Chris and our firm really loves. He loves a good thermometer. So whenever we're tracking something, you know what they say, what gets tracked gets done. So create yourself a thermometer and fill it up as you're taking care of some of that debt. And better yet, create a thermometer for each credit card or each loan that you have. Write the interest rate on that loan. And when you start paying down the credit card debt, start with the debt that has a high interest rate associated with it and fill up that thermometer day by day as you're knocking down that balance. And I promise you, if you get that first, it kind of goes back to the Dave Ramsey methodology. If you get that first thermometer filled up and you can wipe it away, the high interest rate credit card debt, it really helps create some motivation to get the lower rate debt down as well. So now we're building healthy habits in order to get the debt down and decrease our interest rate cost. And then the other fun things that we can do is just get creative with how you're spending your time and your money. So if you are planning on going out to a restaurant, maybe, and meeting some friends, maybe you have them over and you do a little potluck dinner and it's a little bit less expensive. Or if you were planning on going somewhere to spend money on drinks or anything else, maybe you go for a hike, or maybe you just find creative ways to do things that are fun and active that just have less costs associated with them. And I think that comes naturally when you're paying attention to your expenses and you're aware of what you're spending on a daily basis. Lastly, if we really have a lot of debt and we're struggling with this, joining some kind of Facebook group or support group that talks about debt management and seeing other people that have been successful in being able to reduce their debt and talk to them about their strategies can be really helpful. So I hesitate to call it a support group, but that's really what it is online these days. Connect with other people that are going through the same process, embrace that process, use whatever tools, whether they're physical tools like a thermometer that you fill up, or a digital tool if you happen to be more phone centric. There's a couple of budgeting tools that are out there. I know our client software has some, and really start to dig in. This isn't something that goes away overnight. So the more consistent habits we can build along the way by making them competitive and fun or creative, the more success we're going to have in eliminating that debt. So those are some strategies for getting rid of our credit card debt or reducing it. Remember, the journey to being debt-free doesn't have to be a drag. With these strategies, you can stay motivated, have fun, you can watch your debt disappear. So again, thanks for tuning in to the Wealthologist Weekly. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon for some more tips and tricks. Here's to debt-free and happy life. See you next time.